Hello. In today's video, I will talk about the Five of Wands. So, how I understand this card is, so for one, it's in the suit of Wands. In a regular deck of cards, we're talking about the Five of Clubs. The Buddha family is Padma, the color is red, the element associated with this particular family is fire. This card, its basic energy is that of constructive conflict. So it could mean a creative disagreement, some kind of disagreement that ends up helping people work together more fully and more efficiently. It could mean that through the disagreement, people get to see where others are coming from, which then help them to work better and more easily with people, or to actually produce whatever it is they're trying to produce in a better way, in a more efficient way. When I think about this card, I think about my son. One of my sons, when he saw it, he said, "Oh, they look like they're building shit together." And that's kind of what this card is about. It's about building together. It's about going through the disagreements and conflicts you would go through with someone when you're creating a group project. So in its upright position, this card is going to represent that work of working through things with someone, with others, not just one other person. It's like a group project that you have to go through all of the muck with one another in order to build whatever it is you're trying to build, or create whatever it is you're trying to create. And so when this card arises, it's talking about that kind of energy. In its reversed position, this card is going to talk about an internal struggle. And so rather than this group aspect where it's like you're working with or getting through the muck with these different people, when it's in its reverse position, it's going to talk about you working through your own internal conflicts and the things that are blocking you from being successful in whatever the endeavor is. This is a card in the minor arcana, and so it's not going to be something that represents like this spiritual state or some place that you're stuck in for long. However, it is going to talk about like what's going on right now, what's going on in, like the near future. Of course, depending on what the rest of the reading is saying, it's going to say that there is this creative conflict happening or that you're facing in this moment. In its creation, this was one of the cards that felt like a lot of fun once it was complete. Going through it felt like a lot of work. Part of that, I think, had to do with the fact that I don't really consider myself an artist, and so creating this many people on a card took a lot of work from me. However, it was one of the cards, when it was done, it felt like a lot of fun. It felt, I loved how it turned out. I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't know how, me and, the divine spirit, brought this forth through me. But it was one of the cards that I was very satisfied with once it was done, but was a lot of work going through it. When I think about that challenge that I was facing as I was going through the co-creation of the card, I think about the challenge of working in a group where it's like you may have this idea of how it's going to be, but when it is actually coming to fruition, it's not quite as easy as it seems, or there may be different things that interfere different people's ideas or ways of understanding how things are going to work that you then have to work through in order for the project to manifest fully. And so I think this card really kind of brought that home for me as I was working through it, even though it was a mostly solitary project. There was this interaction with what the energy that was coming through me that needed to be expressed, coming into conflict with the conscious wanting to control things, me who is like, you know, trying to possess or create the thing. And so in many ways I had to get out of my way in order for this process to take place, which makes me think of like the group project, where it's like you could be in the way of progress because you're so caught up in the conflict, or you're so caught up in, you know, the you part of the we. And so, yeah, that's kind of what this card makes me think of. I feel like that's all I want to say about the card for now. I would like to thank you for joining me. I look forward to sharing the Six of Wands with you next. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.